Love the music. Love to be back doing a show with Kegger. This is week 18 NFL. The regular season is just about over. We got 2 Saturday games. We got a Sunday night game. We got some stuff in the middle. We got guys that are sitting. We got guys that are playing. We got incentives. We got no incentives. It's always a wild week 18. So talk to me here, Kegger. You've been doing this a long time. What are the challenges and maybe some advantages heading into week 18 from a betting side?
First of all, how are you, my guy? I hope you're doing well. I hope you had a happy holiday. Yeah. Happy New Year to all the people out there. Yeah, week 18 is rough because all the incentives are baked into the cake. All the numbers get smashed. Example, Mike Evans, open 91.5. Way higher than any other opener this year because he is eligible to hit a few incentives. They're trying to get him the 1,000 yards in the year. And then that 91.5 gets bet up to, it's right now 100.5 at DraftKings. And that in a nutshell is the story of the week. You're paying premiums for players that you think are going to get the ball. You're paying premiums for teams that have something to play for against teams that have nothing to play for. You're paying a premium. For teams that are sitting guys because they're already in the playoffs and they're playing a crappy team, you're paying a premium. That is the story of the week. So I tend to not have a lot of pre-game action going into week 18, and I tend to live bet this week predominantly. But I will be hitting some spots, some ancillary pieces. Like I like to look for running backs, second string running backs that ordinarily don't get run. Their anytime touchdown numbers are not fully priced in. Ooh. And you could pick up a little bit of value along the way on people like Keaton Mitchell. Now, don't get me wrong. He was 3-1 or 320, I think, was the best that we saw for somebody like a Keaton Mitchell to get a touchdown. But you have to think Derrick Henry probably not going to play a ton, right? Yeah, I know that Justice Hill is hurt. He's not going to play at all. So they're going to be forced. Teams will be forced to go to these guys they haven't gone to all year. And those are the guys that we will try to take advantage of. And then in the few games, like an example would be Denver playing for everything. They win and they're in. A guy like Cortland Sutton, you're probably going to want to be on him this week. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's a very tough week. I hate this week, to be honest. It's probably the hardest regular season week of the year to make money. But it's what we do, man. So I'm up 21 units since January 1st. Oof. I'm up 90 units, Holden, in the last 34 days. That's what we're doing here at Nuke the House.
My God.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
What about a guy like Zach Charbonnet? What about a guy like him, 57.5? I know they're going up against the Rams. Kenny Walker's gone. They want to see more Charbonnet. He's got it. The problem was he didn't get quite as much work as we thought he was in that last game. Then you got guys like Cortland Sutton, like you mentioned. Now, this might be a misprint on unabated, but he's 74.5, 76.5 around the business, and then 65.5 at BetMGM. I'm trying to open up BetMGM right now because if that's 65.5, then that has to be bet.
Yeah, that's a good number. That's
if it's there.
That's way off the market, actually.
But again, I got to figure out if that's just a unabated problem or is this number seriously that many yards off? I can't believe it. I got to think that unabated's off this time, that's just not going to work. So we got a lot to get to. And again, if you want to check us out, nukethehouse.com. And you can find all of Keg's plays. You can find all the boys' plays. You'll have the 1 and 4 o'clock slates behind the paywall. So that's NFL Sunday betting. Saturday, tomorrow, as we tape this on Friday. What are we doing tomorrow? We got a free and a premium, or you want to go free for both?
Probably, we'll probably go free for the first game and then go behind the paywall for the second game. Also, Sean, also up 20 units. We're up 40 units combined, him and I, in 2 days.
Oh, my God. That's In 2 days? Yeah,
Betting,
because we're in the third day.
betting 1 unit max risk. It's absurd.
By the way, they took the Sutton prop down. So BetMGM knew they made a mistake. So there's just a couple things. We got to talk incentives. We can go through these games, but really, again, if you got no read on it, let's not waste time on it, because there's just games I'm sure you're looking at right now going, what am I going to do?
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all.
Yeah,
but
that's
again, we'll be live
this week.
Huh?
A ton of games this week.
Yeah, so we'll say pass. But again, we will be live Saturday for both games, Sunday for all the games, Sunday Night Football. I like having Johnny and the boys on these shows, by the way. I came around to it. I'm like, these guys, it's a lot of fun. Johnny,
go hang out.
Sunday Night Football, Vikings, Lions.
That's gonna be epic. I cannot wait for that game, Holden. I cannot wait for that game. We're gonna
look at what you did to Maddie. You hurt Maddie's feelings. Keg are the best, and us other guys are good as well.
Well, yeah, they are.
We don't have bad handicappers here. That's the thing. We don't hire bad cappers, and we track all our picks. So everybody but me tracks.
Everybody in 2024 but one person finished profitable on the year, and that's all you can ask for, man.
I was, and you didn't track my play, so I don't even know who was it.
Yeah, you don't count. You don't even count.
No, I'm just the host, and I do some stuff with YouTube. Keg's made, looking at some Geno. I mean, we got all this stuff. Jeff Stenberg's up 90 units. I'm so great. Self-promotion is insufferable. It's the only way anybody pays attention to you in this day and age. Go screw yourself. Charbonnet is 57.5 in most places. You're seeing a 58.5. That's fine. We can do that. We got the injury tracker. No Purdy. Tua is likely out. Pollard has a lot of incentives. He's got a game time decision. Let's just go game by game here. And again, if you don't have anything, I know you like talk about every game. Just say pass. Browns, Ravens, 19.5 point favorites for the Ravens. 41.5 is the total. 19.5. Are you kidding me, Keg?
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. Zappy will start, I believe, in this game, but the Ravens should be able to pick the number that they want to win by in this spot.
Ooh.
But you are paying a big premium already if you are looking to lay it. This line has already jumped the shark. I will not be on the side in total. I will dig into player props once all the shops open up, but this game is a pass, my guy.
This is what I like. You just said pass. Okay. What about Bengals at the Steelers? So the Steelers have not been playing good football heading into the playoffs.
Right.
The Bengals, I mean, a late season charge here, 2.5 point favorites on the road at Pittsburgh. That is the Saturday night game. Again, we'll probably be behind a paywall for that. So if you want to check us out, nukethehouse.com, $59.99. Or what's the new code, my friend? What's the new code?
It's above your head.
Nuke the playoffs is the new code.
That's it.
So use that one. Don't use Nuke the Holidays. Nuke the playoffs at nukethehouse.com. I like the font too. I think the font's kind of cool. But what do we want to do with the Bengals and the Steelers? Because to me, I don't care what defense they're playing. Joe Burrow is just he's the best right now. He's playing better quarterback even than Josh Allen in my eyes. Just from a statistical standpoint, he's the best right now.
So one quick note about a player that is in this game.
Okay.
At the beginning of the year, the Associated Press said, in order for you to be eligible for the Comeback Player of the Year award, you have to be coming off an injury. Then Sam Darnold goes out and has this incredible year. Now the AP has decided that they are going to accept votes for Sam Darnold, and that criteria that they said they would stand by in the beginning of the year, now they're not going to stand by that. Okay. What has that done to the odds? This week, Sam Darnold, or actually earlier in December, Sam Darnold was 80-1 to be the Comeback Player of the Year because he wasn't eligible. Joe Burrow was, I think, minus 600. Now, Darnold is minus 135. Burrow is plus money. I think you have to take the shot at plus money on Joe Burrow to be the Comeback Player of the Year, because we can't get into the mind of the voter, but I can only assume that they are going to go by what the initial criteria was in the beginning of the year. If that's what they said it was going to be, I think the voters stand by that, and Darnold's probably shit out of luck. So I'm probably going to take the shot at plus money on Joe Burrow. I just want to let everybody know that for comeback player of the year. And if I get beat, I get beat. But the fact that that line was minus 600 a few weeks ago, and now he's plus money, I have to bet that. Okay, now.
Well, hold on a second. You're glossing over this. This is a huge story, and I saw it. Our guy Gil Alexander has been on our show before, on our live show before, was discussing this, and I think it's fascinating because the NFL, they don't give a shit about the bettors. Like the owners care about taking the FanDuel and the DraftKings money. The NFL, the writers, they don't give a shit. It really does affect a lot of bettors. But Sam Darnold had a horrible career, but now he's got his team and they could be the NFC #1 seed.
Yep.
Then on the other side, Burrow, who, again, I just think he is playing the best over the last 6 weeks, has been the best quarterback in the league. Not the MVP. It's Josh Allen. I get it.
Yeah, agree.
Statistically, it's Burrow.
Yep.
How is Burrow going to win this thing when Sam Darnold is on a team that is doing this? How?
I mean, because if you go by the criteria that they set, he wins the award early in the year. You can't overstate that fact. So the one thing I worry about is that he's won this award before, which kind of worries me a little bit, but value is value. If he was minus 600 and he is now plus money just because they decided to change a rule, I'll pay to see it, Holden. I'll pay to see it.
Okay.
All right. Now this game, Chase Brown and Higgins questionable. If they don't play, it's Jamar Chase and either Gesicki or Yoshi Voss to the moon.
Yes.
This line has been around 2.5 for most of the week. Considering what this line was a few weeks ago, you're paying a big premium on the Bengals right now. Last week I bet Chase on every drive to catch 1, 2, and 3 passes. I ended up slightly profitable doing that, and to be honest, he didn't get there often. So I'm probably going to go right back to that this week and bet him on every drive, especially if Higgins and Brown are out.
Okay.
But from a side and total perspective, it's a pass. You're paying a premium. Lean Pittsburgh at the current number, and no opinion on the total.
So, like button would be great. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Nuke the House. If you're watching on X, come on over here to our YouTube channel. All you got to do is search Nuke the House. It'll pop up. You'll see Keg and his beanie. Looking kind of sexy today. I'm going to be honest with you, from a
Thanks, buddy.
Straight man that doesn't mind tapping into the side that says, wow, that's an attractive human being.
I appreciate you, Holden. I just want you to know that, bro.
So let's go into our next game.
I wish I had your hair, though. I'll tell you that.
You know how much gray there was this time?
Yeah, I'll be honest. 3 years ago when I met you, 4 years ago, you were all black, baby.
Last 18 months.
But hey, guess what? It's a beautiful head of hair.
Now I look distinguished.
Yeah.
Now I look
beautiful head of hair.
You're just let it come naturally. You don't have to try and match my adoration.
Hey man. You see what I'm working with here? Do you see what I'm working with
here?
Put
it back on. I'm closing my eyes. Somebody tell me when he puts it back
on. All right.
I
aged 20 years when I take my fucking hat off.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. It's not good. It's a bad situation.
You look better again.
I do.
Okay. Sunday slate. Good Lord. Saints, Bucks. We know Mayfield and Evans have, come on. You already talked about Mike Evans. We don't need to get into that again. Right. Baker Mayfield, he's got his thing. Mike Evans has got his thing. Tampa Bay, they got their thing. They're 14-point favorites at home. 14-point favorites at home.
14 and a half at some
now spot. I see DraftKings got 14. So you're finding 14 and a half. Go for it. You like the DraftKings odds. I can give you the rest of them because the Ravens are up to 20. But again, we're seeing 14s, 14.5 all around the industry.
Yep.
Okay. And this to me is a Saints team that might have the worst quarterback situation in the league, although there are some jabronis starting this week, and a Bucs team that somehow, some way continues to find a way in their division. I see him getting a win.
Same.
Win by 2 touchdowns.
Well, first I want to say that I really believe that Tampa Bay, Kush, is the most under the radar team to upset people and make noise in the playoffs.
Agreed.
I really think, I guess you could put Green Bay in that conversation too, but yeah, Tampa for me. So here's the thing: when they played earlier in the year, this line was 4-ish in week 6, 3.5, 4 when they played. Now the line is 14.5 in some spots. That is a little crazy, my guy. So I have to lean towards the Saints here. No opinion on the total. If you want to back Tampa Bay this week, just bet the team total. Don't lay 14.5. I really think that's the wrong way to go. To be honest, I might hit the button on the Saints if this line keeps going up. But do I think Tampa's capable of hanging 35 points in this game? 1,000,000%. So I definitely strong lean to their team total over. But at 14.5, it's the Saints or pass.
And the Bucs, at the time that they're playing, they think they need to win anyways.
Right.
So it's not like anything's completely wrapped up with them.
Right.
What up, chat? Mike Tomlin, 26-3 as a home dog. Thank you, Maddie. Love the Maddie. My guy. You have your guys. I got my guy. Cola. It will be biblical. I was here correcting you. And of course, Daniel Barry's in the house. What's it like having someone that's your sidekick that always is there to correct you? If you use a preposition incorrectly.
Listen, man. What I do is I take these people, I mold them into very good sports bettors.
Yeah.
And then I make them work for me.
Yeah, and then you make them be your bitch.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to let you mold me. I'll just be a horrible sports bettor the rest of my life, and I'm not going to let you do that to me.
Listen, you got to pay the toll. Nothing is free in life.
If you got to pay the toll troll.
Nothing is free in life, Holden.
You got to pay the toll troll.
That's it.
If you want to get into the soul.
Yeah, you want to be you want to learn how to crush?
Yeah.
Then you got to work for me after you do.
You got to. Bears Packers. What we got going on here? Bears Bears plus 10 on the road. 41.5 is the total. I mean, we know what's happening in this game at this point. The Packers will be what, the 7 seed?
I believe.
Yeah, the Packers will be the 7 seed. They're going on a road no matter what. They're 11-5. Maybe they'll be 12-5. The Bears are an abject disaster at 4-12. They're a joke.
Can you believe they won 10 games in a row under the radar? I mean, lost. They have lost 10 games in a row.
No, because it was Eberflus and this jabroni coach. That's the second time I used jabroni, and now the third in one show. This shows you how bad some of these teams are right now. Who's their coach? Brian Thomas? Something Thomas? Thomas Jones? I don't know.
Thomas Jones.
It's not Thomas Jones, is it?
Isn't it? I think it is Thomas.
Thomas Jones was the running back, I thought.
It's something like that, man.
Yeah. Hold on a second.
Hey,
I knew who it was coming into today.
Listen,
Thomas Brown. Thomas Brown.
Yeah. Let me tell you who their head coach is.
Thomas Brown.
It's Ben Johnson. They just don't know it yet.
It's Ben Johnson.
They just don't know it yet.
What about this doo-doo game? Packers? What are the Packers going to do? Just we'll play a little bit and then we'll go home.
Well, LaFleur said that he will play the starters, right? But then you hear Josh Jacobs saying he probably doesn't get a lot of work in this game. I'll be looking at player props for backup running backs and wideouts probably on Green Bay. I'm not sure what I'll do with the Bears yet. Because of all the uncertainty, I won't be betting a side or total in this game because I just don't know how long these guys are going to play for Green Bay.
Yeah, so here's what LaFleur said, and I had to go into my notes here. He'll be mindful of players dealing with injuries, which to me means these guys are not going to play. They're not going to play. And you're getting a starters for the Bears plus 10 against probably 3/4 of the game. The Packers aren't going to have guys in there. The Bears actually kind of are alive in this one, as bad as they are.
You can only look at Chicago at plus 10. I agree. And to be honest, if that gets to 10.5, that's probably worth betting.
I don't think that's a bad look.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a bad look. So
I agree.
The Bears, and it's fine. And it's not comfortable. We can do whatever we want to do. Now,
if you want to make money in this league, you have to become comfortable with being uncomfortable. That's what it is.
Good buddy of mine, LaTroy Hawkins, I'll call him out, longtime major league closer. He said to be a good closer, you got to be comfortable being uncomfortable. Yep. You are comfortable being uncomfortable. He was comfortable being uncomfortable. You guys are both successful. So you got to be comfortable being uncomfortable. I think this next game will be interesting, but first I want to let everybody know we got a new code. If you want to check us out free for a week, it's Nuke the Playoffs. One word, Nuke the Playoffs. If you don't know how to spell, just look up top. It's in red. Just copy and paste it and you'll be fine. Go to nukethehouse.com, Nuke the Playoffs. If you want our everything for the playoffs, you want the next 4 weeks, $59.99. It's great. You'll get all Keg's picks. You'll get our cappers picks. Our guys are all up. Whole bunch of guys making a whole bunch of money for our subscribers, and they're already off to a great start this season. Plus college football playoffs. Last time I checked, you guys are just crushing the playoffs. And my problem is I can't bet these freaking player props.
I know it sucks.
And it's killing me.
It's killing a few guys in the Discord too. It sucks.
But for everybody else, 90% of Discord's cashing big time.
Like me and the boys are crushing. Oh. Sean's crushing. Like it's been good. It's been real good so far.
Yeah. So let's get to this next game. Bills at Patriots. All right. Patriots, dog shit. Bills. Josh Allen literally might continue his streak of 114 straight starts, take a snap and leave.
Yeah.
I mean, it's entirely possible.
100%. That's
so Bills have nothing to play for. And the Patriots, I mean, I guess all these guys either want good tape or, something to build on for next year. So ultimately, when you look at the line here, Bills -3 on the road, 36.5. I'm treating this game like a preseason game where the bad team is going to play their starters a lot more than the good team. And again, it's only a field goal, but if you want to be uncomfortable, which you got to be comfortable to be uncomfortable or uncomfortable to be comfortable, and the Patriots would be the side here.
Yeah, I agree with you. I would be stunned if he plays past the first quarter. At that point, we're looking at Mitch Trubisky against Drake May. Who the hell knows what you're going to get? One thing that will probably be in play is Trubisky rush yards, but I don't think they will line him until the game starts and he's in the game if Josh Allen is going to start. I don't know. I have to look around, but I think Trubisky rushing yards are probably in play once he comes in. I can only, again, look towards the Pats that will play all their guys for this game. So slight lean towards the Pats. No opinion on the total. And I will see if I could dig into some player props for Trubisky.
Yeah. I'll just Drake May's questionable, Stenberg. Shut your mouth. I mean, he might not play, but he's questionable. He's got a right hand. They did not rule him out. So
questionable is I would have thought we would have saw doubtful on the tag.
He wants to play. They want him to play as much as they can heading into next year. Play him as much as you can heading into next year. All right, the next game, Giants-Eagles. Eagles -2.5 at home, 36.5 total. So I need to get your thoughts on Saquon sitting. A, did you expect it? B, was it the right call?
First of all, this record means nothing, dude. He's playing one more game than Dickerson. Who cares? Who cares what he gets? Do you know what Derrick Henry would have done to that record? if he had one more game to play. I mean, like, whatever with the record. It's the right move to sit the starters, definitely. You're playing for a Super Bowl, man. That's the only thing that matters. So would I have sat him? I would have. Would it be nice to have seen Saquon break the record against New York? Yeah, that would have been awesome because John Mara's an idiot. So yeah, but I mean, it is what it is as far as the record is concerned.
So I'll just say this, and I've been saying this the whole year, and you're probably sick of me saying it. 17 games. It's a different record. OJ had 14. Nobody knew OJ Simpson had the record before Eric Dickerson broke. Okay, no one knew about it. Eric Dickerson has the 16-game record. Somebody else have the 17-game record. That's fine. Who cares? It's a different era. It's a different record. Second of all, I'm surprised Nick Sirianni didn't make the wrong decision and play him. He actually made a good decision.
I agree with that.
Let's stop playing these guys. There's nothing. We're not playing for anything. We're the number 2 seed. Let's just move on. Okay. Or are they the number 3 seed, I should say, because you'll have the Lions. They'll be the number 2 because they win the division. So it'll be Lions or Vikings, Eagles, Rams. How about the loser of that game dropping down in the playoff standings? But
who's going for is Kenny Pickett going, or I know he's questionable.
I mean, Pickett was supposed to start last time I checked.
But
Pickett was hurt too. Hurts and Pickett are hurt. So there's a DMP there. So it could be I mean, who the hell was their third one? Who's
Tanner? I think it's Pickett officially out, Jeff said. So they're either starting
He also said May was out, so settle down.
So they're either starting Tanner McKee or Ian Book.
Who?
Jesus Christ.
Book I've heard of. McKee? Not heard of.
Yeah, I don't know who Tanner McKee is. I agree. I have no idea. Ian Book is from Notre Dame. I know him. Okay. Yeah, I mean, again.
He's listed as questionable. Shut the fuck up, Stenberg.
Yeah, he's still questionable. Yeah.
All right. I almost want to ban the guy for a couple of minutes.
Stenberg?
Yeah, he said May was out. Now Pickett, like 1, not good. 2,
Stenberg, he's coming for your throat. Stenberg.
But I'm there. I'm this close.
If Pickett goes, I would probably still favor the Eagles to beat Drew Lock and the Giants.
Suck it, Iowa.
I kind of lean under. I don't think we're going to see a ton of points. I lean under 36.5. And I'll bet player props in game for this game. I probably won't be on anything pre-flop.
I mean, Stunberg, you are.
Don't let him treat you like that, Jeff.
Check the Schefter tweet. What Schefter tweet? The fake Schefter tweet? Stenberg, I love you, but I mean, you're in the dumps today. Like, you are lower than Ian Book on the depth chart.
Yeah, I did see that Milton was a possibility, but they just didn't know what was going on with Drake May.
Okay, let's just get back to business here because I got to put that behind me.
Let's go.
You're only as good as the information you're given. When Stenberg gives you information, you ignore it.
All right.
It's not hurricanes or strip clubs. So $59.99 a month or a free week. Nuke the playoffs, the code, nukethehouse.com. Here's what we want you to do. Okay, you already know most of the people that are here, you know about us. If you don't know about us, this is the best live bettor in the world. And he's not going to say it, but I'm going to have to say it for him. He's the best live bettor in the world. Our team, best live bettors in the world. I can name all of them. They're profitable. They're going to win you money. You want to tail one guy? You're probably going to be profitable tailing one guy. Want to tail 2 guys? Okay. I wouldn't tail more than that just because it's a lot and it's hectic and everything like that. But my guy, Keg, I tail him. There's another guy I'll tail, and that's that. And whoever's on fire, it's because it's betting. Sometimes you can be hot. Sometimes you can be cold. We got a couple guys that are flying right now. Actually, a lot of guys that are flying. So anyways, you want pre-flop picks? You want NFL shows behind the paywall? Playoffs are coming up. College football playoffs are here. Boys have been killing it there. NASCAR, month away. That's mind blowing.
That's when the money really starts.
Baseball around the corner, NBA going on right now, NHL going on right now, college hoops. Me and Foxy got an NBA show. We're going to be going Tuesday, Wednesday. Got to find someone for the Thursday show. I'm sure I will. Zargo wants to do some NHL on Thursday instead, so we'll do some of that. We're going to have 3 NBA shows a week. 3. Okay? Live betting. Keg, college football, NFL, NASCAR coming up. Just do it. NukeTheHouse.com, $59.99 a month, or be a baby, dip your toe in the water, nuke the playoffs.
We really are. Yeah. We just to piggyback on that, we really are profitable in basically every sport. I mean, I think Matt finished up 35 units with MLB. Yeah. Zargo had a 35 unit NHL year last year. Sean kills the NBA, the WNBA, and soccer. And then I have football, NASCAR, and fighting. I mean, it's good, man. It's good.
Iowa making his first good point in 3 months. 30 days away from generational wealth opportunity.
Yeah, buddy.
Don't judge me, Stenberg. Don't judge me. Carolina Panthers, Atlanta Falcons. Falcons, 7.5-point favorites at home. They got a lot to play for, if I'm correct here. 48.5 is the total. And I am looking at, the incentives and stuff like that, because that's been big for a year now. This market has been completely exploited. If you are if you're working for the books and you're a trader and you're not putting this in there, you're either working for Fanatics or you're unemployed. That's the only 2 ways that you're not looking at everything that's going on here. I'm not seeing any big incentives on the Atlanta side. You could correct me if I'm wrong. The Carolina side either. To me, it's a pass. Maybe you got something here.
I mean, at least we can treat this game like a normal game. Carolina is going to do what they do, and the Falcons are playing for something. So while I won't be involved in the side or the total, I will be looking at this game for player props, because there are guys that we can probably count on for player props. But other than that, I slight lean to Carolina taking the 7.5, slight lean to the under, but I probably won't bet either.
Dallas 6.5-point favorites at home against Washington. We've got Dante Fowler. He needs a sack for $250,000, or actually 375. Lawrence Armstrong needs a sack for $250,000. So if you want to start betting, I don't know how the traders do on defensive props. I know they already bake everything in on the offensive side. Maybe there's a weakness on the defensive side. So it might be something you want to look into. The only guy really in this game with big time incentives is Ertz. And he needs 9 catches, 90 yards, and 2 touchdowns to hit each one of those incentives. So I don't know, how realistic that is at this point. Right. But on the road, Washington minus 6.5 at Dallas. Talk to me.
Yeah. I lean Washington in this spot, and I lean over 43.5. Not sure I'll get there.
Okay.
But those would be the directions that I lean, and I will probably dig into player props. This might be a place where I'll be looking. Not sure yet.
Okay. Next one, Houston at Tennessee. Houston's been playing bad football, man. They got to get something figured out here. Yep. Houston's a 1.5 dog on the road. Will Levis going to start. Mason Rudolph's going to come in. Maybe we can do a same game interception parlay on the same team if they offer that to us. But this is interesting stuff from the Houston Tennessee side. And the only way I would even watch a second of this game is if you are recommending that we make a bet in it. And I don't know if you want to do that or not. So
the one interesting aspect of this game is Tony Pollard is playing for a lot. He needs 83 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. And the Texans' run D is pretty bad. They're in the bottom third of the league for sure. So we might be able to look at him. But I'm not sure yet. I'll let the subscribers know if I end up getting on him. I just want to see how far out this number blows.
A game blows. So on to the next one. Like button. Hey, smash the like button if you like what you're seeing here. I'm sure you do. You stuck around. Audience is growing as we've gone on. Like button. If you're watching on X, come on over to YouTube. Use the search, Nuke the House. Subscribe. Turn on your notifications. It's cool. Jaguars Colts in Indianapolis. No Anthony Richardson. Jaguars 4.5-point dogs on the road. 43.5 total. I got nothing. Absolutely nothing. How about you, Keg?
Yeah, I got nothing. I mean, I want no part of this game at all.
No, it's hard. It's hot garbage. Well, what about the Chiefs and the Broncos? Pacheco just got ruled out. I mean, Pacheco really has not been the same guy since he's come back. So it might be good at this point to kind of let him get rested up for a couple of weeks before the playoffs. There's a whole bunch of guys that are questionable for the Chiefs as well. This is not a game that they're really interested in. All they want to do is get out of here and be healthy. Go rest everybody up. And that's just about how it is. Denver needs this game, but they are 10.5-point favorites at home against Carson Wentz. 40.5 is the total. I must say, I got to tell you this.
Go ahead.
Andy Reid, he either covers and wins outright more often than not when he benches the starters. And 10.5 points is a lot for this Denver team to cover. As a guy that watches a lot of Denver football, I think the Chiefs cover this thing. And the total at 40.5, you can do what you want to do, but 10.5 is a lot.
Yeah, I basically I'm where you're at. Like, I'm not a Carson Wentz guy. I think he is pathetic since he went down with that injury in Philly. The problem is, like, if Mahomes was playing in this game, the number would probably swing back 13.5 points. And that line feels a little crazy. 10.5 is just a number I could not lay on the Broncos. But I do think they have an excellent chance to win this game. But if I'm betting it, I'm with you. I can only take the 10.5 with Carson Wentz, and that is gross.
No Mahomes, no Pacheco, Kelsey Hunt, questionable.
Yeah, that's gross. I'll tell you who I'm gonna be probably looking towards.
Sutton.
My guy Noah Gray.
Oh,
yeah. I think Watson and Gray are going to be in play in this game for Wentz for sure. And then Sutton, yeah. I think he's going to lean heavily on Sutton. I probably don't mind Mims either, who's been getting involved lately. But other than that, I can only look towards KC taking the 10.5. The total is a pass.
What up, Pumpy? He likes Gino. What up, Mace? Good to see Mason Pennington in the house once again. Sure, it makes him feel good when we acknowledge his presence as a human being on this planet. 2, 3, 4 more games before Sunday Night Football. Chargers, Raiders. Chargers -4.5 in Vegas. 41.5 is the total kegger. And the Chargers are 10-6. The Steelers are 10-6. The Broncos are 9-7. I mean, there's a little bit of finagling going on here where the Chargers could actually have something go their way if they win this game. Do we want to bet this, though?
Well, the problem is, like, who plays and what happens in this game is fully dependent on what happens in the Steelers game. So if the Steelers win the game, the Chargers are locked into the 6th seed. And at that point, you would think that they rest people. If the Bengals win this game, the Chargers will probably treat the game like a normal game, considering that they can improve seeding in the playoffs. So we really can't figure out who we want to be on in this game until after they play that game on Saturday. So right now it's a pass, but I'll have something for the subs probably at some point if I get involved late Saturday night.
Daddy Beats in the house. You know Daddy Beats?
I don't think so.
Well, guess what, Daddy Beats? Nuke the playoffs for a free week. Go to nukethehouse.com. Or if you're really smart, you throw $59.99 in. You know, Keg's off to a really, really hot start in 2025. Usually the start of the month, he doesn't like them. He doesn't like the start of the month. The fact that he's on, I don't want to up my unit size this week.
I'll tell you this much.
Wild card weekend. Kegger. I'm going to go against your advice.
Oh boy.
I'm feeling it in my loins. My
Oh.
loins.
Oh,
Daddy
boy.
Beats, get the nukethehouse.com.
Those loins have been in so many places.
They
I
have.
I want no part of the
a lot
loins.
of good places, though, Keg. You'd
I
like a
don't
lot of the places.
listen,
Some of
man.
the places you wouldn't like.
I'll take your
Most
word for it. All right.
You'd like.
Yeah.
You'd be
Yeah.
like, wow, the loins have been there. Wow. That's cool. You'd say, no, not good loins. Most of the loins, you'd say, those are good loins.
I think you should keep your unit size right now where it is, but you do you. You're grown.
Well, when you start winning, my unit size gets a little longer, buddy. Excites me. Gets me very exciting. You like the double on time? What up, Jared?
Yep.
Okay. So, Dolphins, Jets. I mean, probably Tua is probably out. Aaron Rodgers is checked out. It's basically a push. Just go bet the money line at this point. 38.5 is the total. Can we predict anything?
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that we probably know is that Tua doesn't play in the game. If I had to guess, I'm not running to the window to back any backup quarterback for that team if he doesn't play the game. So it's a pass because I can't bet the Jets.
No.
Yeah, this game is a pass.
Okay. Well, maybe you got something in our next game, friend. Seahawks 7-point favorites on the road at the Rams. 38.5 is the total here. Did I just hear a sigh come out of your mouth? Was that and first of all, I'm going to find out exactly why in a moment. I'm not sure why you are sighing so much. It's mildly concerning. Second of all, Rams clinch the West. They could get the number 3 seed with a win or a Bucs loss or tie. The Seahawks can improve in the draft with a loss. I don't think that matters. Geno needs 186 passing yards for $2 million. Metcalf needs 61 receiving yards for 1,000. Puka needs 10 for 1,000. None of these things matter. Matthew Stafford. I guess the only thing that matters is Geno. And I mean, you're betting the numbers over for Geno anyways. So I don't have anything here.
I mean, McVay has said he doesn't really care where they get seated. And for that reason, he's resting Puka, Kupp, Stafford, and I think Kyron Williams.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at that point, I can only look towards Seattle if you can get 6.5 out there. I think they're a touchdown better than the Rams without those 4 guys. So I would say slight lean towards Seattle, especially if you can get them at 6.5. And yeah, I'll probably be invested in some Seattle player props.
Okay. We have a big incentive to talk about coming up here.
All right.
2 games left. We got Sunday Night Football. We got this one. Niners at Cardinals. Niners 4.5-point dogs on the road. No Brock Purdy. 42.5 total. Kyler Murray, little guy, 50 rushing yards and a touchdown for $750K. That'll buy you a lot of Call of Duties. No question. So cosplay Call of Duty, anything Call of Duty you want. He needs 50 yards and a touchdown, 50 yards rushing.
Yeah. Here's the thing.
What's the thing?
All the players that we've talked about don't have control over whether or not they get that incentive home. Kyler Murray does.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't think that kid's running for 50 and getting in the end zone on Sunday, you got another thing coming.
We bet it now, right here on the show, right now. No,
but
it's up 3 yards from the open, by the way. It opened at 28.5. It's at 31.5.
Yeah, no, but there's a good shot that we're going to be on him. Yes.
I mean, when he needs 50 yards, in all seriousness, what's the difference between 28.5 and 35.5? I would never say that at any other time in the year.
You're literally playing for nothing. Like, I mean, if I'm him, I'm getting the bag, bro. I am getting that bag.
Yeah.
So
a lot of interception props this week. I'll be on a lot of interception props. Last week was, of course, I started talking it up and then I shit the bed. You're gonna have a good week. You might as well talk about it. You're gonna have a bad week. It was a bad week last week on interception.
Hey, that's all right. The difference between what we do here and what other places do is at least we talk about the bad week.
Even the host says that.
That's right.
So, Kyler Murray this week, not an interception prop. I'm not going to go with that. But think about name some of the quarterbacks we got going this week, and you're like, wow, there should be a lot of interceptions.
There should be a lot of interceptions, yeah, but they're going to make you pay for them.
That's fine. That's fine. We're good. I'll take care of it. I'll figure it out. Vikings, Lions, Sunday Night Football.
Game of the week.
Free broadcast. Sunday Night Football, 8:10 will be on. From what I understand, Vikings extraordinaire fan, Johnny Boy.
The boys will be coming to hang out for that game.
The boys. Who is Bluey this week? Who is Bluey this week? My kids love Bluey. Was that Yeg? Was Yeg Bluey?
Bluey?
Somebody had a Bluey face.
Oh, yeah. Yeg.
I mean,
like a cartoon character?
And Yeg saying, Holden doesn't like me. He doesn't know that, behind Maddie, he's like number 2 on my list. And he puts Bluey up there?
Yep.
Stop it. But let's get to the serious part of this conversation. Vikings plus 2.5 at Detroit. 56.5 is the total. The Vikings, a little engine that could. All of us said, the Vikings, no way. And now they find themselves in a position to have the number 1 seed in the bye in the NFC. That being said, the Lions, man, with all these injuries, how many games they lost this year? 2?
Yep.
Yeah, just 2, right?
Correct.
And the Vikings, the Vikings, same thing. I must say, Kegger, how do we go against the Lions this week?
Well, Holden, we haven't spoken about a week. I don't know if you know this, but I'm a diehard Minnesota Vikings fan.
I did not know that.
I bleed purple.
When did that happen?
About a week ago.
Well, that would explain it.
So now I can't bet against my own team, but if I wasn't a Minnesota Vikings fan, I would be on Detroit minus 2.5, minus 120 in this spot. They're the best team in football.
Hold on. Who are you on?
I would be on the Lions minus 2.5, minus 120 in this spot.
You mean you would go against the Herp and you would go against Johnny Boy?
I'm saying if I wasn't a Vikings fan, right?
If you weren't a Vikings fan, okay.
Right? So I'm gonna lay off. Maybe we'll find out. But yeah, the one thing that is not debatable is that when the team is fully healthy, they are the best team in the league by a wide margin.
Mm-hmm.
Now, and I say that knowing what KC is, what Patrick Mahomes is. I know how good that team is. I get it. They're not the Lions. So, and even banged up, but they're starting to get pieces back. They might get 2 pieces back this week. They might get a couple more throughout the playoffs. If they improve this team slightly and they get a little more healthy, they're an overwhelming favorite to win the Super Bowl, in my opinion. So if I was betting this game, I would be leaning minus 2.5, minus 120. What Minnesota has done this year is incredible. O'Connell is a beast. The combination of O'Connell and Flores might be the best combination of coaches in football right now. Like, you have to keep those guys together forever. So yeah, I mean, what he's done with Sam Darnold is incredible. So hats off to them. Hats off for the year they have had. But the Detroit's just better. So lean Detroit minus 2.5.
Just wanted to throw this out here. I don't know if it's too much to put out. This is who the Chiefs are sitting out this week. It doesn't even fit in one comment. Jones, Mahomes, McDuffie, Hunt, Karlaftis, Kelsey, Reed, Tranquil, Taylor, Hardman, Jalen Watson, the cornerback. Just want to get that out there. Jared, Keg becoming a Vikings fan. It's a heel turn, no question. Worse than when Detroit got knocked out of the playoffs by Dallas on a BS 9 penalty call.
Yeah.
Heel turn. You know what? As long as we're going to be transparent, let's get who the hell was that? Jabroni Clyde. If my state doesn't have FanDuel or DraftKings, do I just fuck off?
I want to.
He wants to join Patreon. By the way, Patreon's been gone for a while now. You got to go nukethehouse.com. Why don't you sign up for a week for free and see how you can do? Because, yes, you can still get it done. You can still get the job done. There's Clyde, a lot of ways to win money with us.
This is what I would say. Would you get the absolute full experience at nukethehouse.com?
No.
No. But we do have a bunch of people that offshore, and I have guys that have that offshore that have been with me for years, and they are still with me, and we still find a way to make them money.
Yep.
So I think it's still worth signing up if you're in the offshore market. And you know, there are guys that are in the offshore market that I could put you in touch with that can tell you all about how they do if you want me to do that for you. But I would say, yeah, it's probably still worth it. Yes.
Like, okay, so when Stenberg goes to the Spearmint Rhino and he spends $200, he gets the around the world package. But when he spends $100, he still gets a Hanji. Are they both enjoyable?
What is the around the world package? What the fuck does that mean?
So like I said, Stenberg spends $200 at the Spearmint Rhino, he gets the around the world package. 100, he gets a Hanji. Are they both enjoyable? Yes. Do you get more with one? Yeah. But do you still get a great experience with the other? Yes, Jabroni Clyde.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Yes,
be sure to hit the like button.
Subscribe. Yes, you do. Can I finish the thought here, Keg?
Yep.
So you still get a great experience. And I just want to let you know that, okay? That's all I want to say. And look what I just did. Look who's back.
What's
you
that?
Sell your way, I sell mine.
All right.
$59.99 a month. Jabroni Clyde, go to nukethehouse.com. Use the code Nuke the Playoffs and see what we can do for you. I mean, I think there's ways that we can help you win money still.
Yeah, here's what I would say. Go to nukethehouse.com, get the free week, just hang out with us for the week, and then you can watch all the premium shows that we'll have this weekend that won't be on the public. And then after that, sign up for a month, see how you do. And go from there. But I would say it's definitely worth a shot. Yeah.
And you can get the $599.99 around the world package, which is our best value.
True. That's true.
Smash the like button on the way out. Make sure you subscribe to the Nuke the House YouTube channel. It's just a lot of pain, Keg. You know, you find it funny. Humor is just coming from a place of pain.
Fact.
Right? A lot of pain over here.
A lot of pain
and suffering.
Yep.
But I'm excited about week 18, and I'm excited that Sunday at 12:30, Ramon and I are going to do the pregame show.
Yeah, you are.
And at 1 o'clock, the boys are behind a paywall, and at 4 o'clock, they're still behind the paywall. Yeah. And at 8:10 Eastern, we're going to be free for everybody for what amounts to an amazing game.
You're getting me amped up, Kush. It's only Friday, bro. You're getting me amped up.
Like button on the way out. I want to thank everybody for hanging out on the show all season long. We are still going to do playoff contents. We'll probably still do that. We're going to do the action plan. Okay. We're going to do the action plan. It's not going away. We got a lot of stuff to tell you about, but college football playoffs are here, a month away from NASCAR, NFL playoffs right around the corner, NBA shows, NBA live shows, NHL, college basketball. It's all here. $59.99 a month, or be like Jabroni Clyde. Nuke the Playoffs is the code after he goes to nukethehouse.com. It's very simple.
Yep.
Egger, good to see you again. It's been a little while, buddy. And it's time for us to get out of here, though. It's time for us to get out of here, figure out how to win some money. And, of course, we will continue to nuke the house.